Hello, good day. I'm Daniel. This is,
I'm Alonso.
And I'm Angelo.
and today we're going to be presenting our PowerPoint for our sport policy analysis for the Student League, Sport for Everyone. Scroll. So, what we'll cover: the organization, who the SFL is and who it serves, policy context, the Sport Divisa 2025 plan, what the actual problem is with the SFL and the policies, a bit of field research about the policies themselves, and our key findings, and then the gap analysis with the policy ambitions and the lived reality of the SFL Student League, and then some recommendations and conclusions.
Well, we could start saying that the Student Football League.
Espera, no dice nada.
No, se puede cortar.
¿Qué?
No, okay.
Bomba Club.
Well, yeah, so we're going to start. We could say that the Student League is a non-profit association. It's not a commercial club. It started as a member association back in 2023. It's registered at the number, well, you can see on the screen because it's a bit long. It has existed. It's basically formed by football games that is 11 against 11. They are formed by former students from HBA. And well, it's of course growing and growing. A lot of our members in ISMB, for example, are playing for it at the moment. And yeah, we could just say that it's something that is going to grow and probably is going to be big in the next couple of years.
Okay, so Amsterdam wants sport to be a part of daily life. As we can quote from the Gemeente, the ambition of the sport city is about sport as a quality of the city and about sport and physical activity as a natural part of daily life. So what we can see here with the goals, which are sport for everyone, sport as social glue, and adapt to target groups, is how through policies, the Gemeente and municipalities of Amsterdam, well, it's the same, but in Dutch, wants sport to be a part of people's lives and not just a hobby or some things that people do to be fun. It wants it to be actually important.
So, the small board is carrying a citywide program. As we know, the Gemeente, the municipality of Amsterdam, they want to implement these policies due to 33% of board vacancies in Amsterdam, boards are vacant, and then 5 members run a year-round league for 550 players in the SFL. It depends a lot on the board in order to function. Then of course, rising entry costs in the city of Amsterdam. It's not a cheap city, especially not for students. €65 entry fee, 35 for memberships, and then 30 extra for a kit, just to be part of every season. And then of course, pitches often double booked, football being the most popular sport in the city of Amsterdam. Very hard to get facilities every Sunday. And another one is low visibility. The Student League, of course, isn't as big of a league organization as other leagues here in Amsterdam. So they need to be improving their awareness and being more visible to the audience of Amsterdam.
Yeah, so our next step is that we compare the written policy to the people on the pitch, and at the end we could go with a qualitative mix policy. So first of all, we did desk research, we did more than 10 academic research, program articles, and of course we compared it with the Sport Viz 2024. That is basically the goals that the Gemeente in Amsterdam wants to achieve, and we of course wanted to connect it with the Student League, which of course we have to follow the guidelines at the end of the day. It's a sport facilitation in the same city. Then we wanted to conduct some interviews, so we picked 6 members, one of them being from the board, the other 5 being regular members of the league, players of different teams, to know of course what's their opinion on the league, what's going good, what could go better, because of course at the end of the day you could have the best experience and the best opinions from the people who's living it every day. And then we did a direct observation. So we literally went to a match day to SV de Meer, which is basically where the league is played every single weekend, and see with our own eyes, no opinions, no vision, how the league is working and how we could help to make it even better.
So, the league works, but only from the already connected. Number one, social value is real and measurable. Players always report friendships, belonging, and a structured outlet from study stress. This directly delivers sport visa's social cohesion goal. Number two, access depends on who you know. Every interview joined through an existing friend. International and teamless students are structurally excluded at the front door. Communication arrives late. Match changes drop through Instagram and WhatsApp at a short notice, and players cannot plan around study and work.
Oh. Yeah. No,
Players cannot plan around study and work. They just have to trust in the league, and it can be a problem sometimes. Number four, the capacity is fragile. 5 board members plus 3 or 4 photographers run a year-round program. Pitch shortages and volunteer turnover put continuity at risk.
So let's compare a bit with the policies the Gemeente wants to implement, and then the reality of the student league as well. Of course, accessibility, the Gemeente wants low barrier sports for all groups, and the reality of the student football league is that joining requires a friendly group already. You need to already have contacts that have already been a part of the student league, or you need to know the founders, as awareness is low. Then next, affordability. Sport should be financially open for everyone. 65 entry plus the cost of living in Amsterdam for students is quite expensive, and it can be a problem for the long term as students may not participate. The organizational capacity has to be sustainable with professionalized clubs, which is not the reality. As Alonso just mentioned, it's a 5-person board, 33% vacancy rate in Amsterdam, so it's a big problem. Then facilities next as well. We have to maintain and expand sport infrastructure. The 4 pitches, double booked, and no location that's guaranteed year in, year out. It's quite hard to get facilities in the city of Amsterdam, which is another big problem that the SFL is concerned about. And then of course communication, being accessible information for all target groups. The SFL isn't really on top on social media, usually last minute Instagram posts, WhatsApp updates, with a group that's with over 500 members on the WhatsApp group. Not all the information gets delivered on time, and some people just don't read it. And then of course participation. More Amsterdammers need to be active and in regular sporting environments, which is strong as the organization does support sport, but that can fluctuate.
Yeah, so basically based on all the information we have gained over the last weeks studying the student league, we came up with 5 fixes that the league could already start the next season. The first one will be individual sign-up platforms, because as we just mentioned before, of course, if you are not either in the WhatsApp group or you know somebody who's related, it's really difficult to know how the leagues plan, the games you have ahead, all the news by itself on the league. So of course a platform will make everything easier. We just log in and then you can see all the information. And then we will have a second, one centralized commercial channel. So yeah, we could also have, at the end of the day, student league is young people. So having different channels like Instagram, TikToks, apart from the app, will help a lot in the mission of carrying the information around. Also, at the end of the day, payment is, of course, let me say it like this, is really painful for the students. More in Amsterdam, which is a really expensive city. So if you could have a different options, maybe paying in installments, or maybe paying in some different points of the league, instead of just having to pay maybe 60 euros out of your pocket straight away. Meanwhile, you have, of course, the living cost in Amsterdam. That would be something really helpful, mostly for the members. And of course, trade with a wider volunteer bench. Of course, if you could recruit some student referees or some people who want to help in any single way, the student league will do something bigger for the league. As we just mentioned before, 5 people and well, 3 or 4 people taking pictures. Of course, for the commercialization of the league is something that is really hard to run by a whole year. And well, the main reason that most of the people is asking and will be a priority is of course getting professional referees, football and sports in general. Referees is always a big complaint that we always have students or people who doesn't know how to do it properly, and then of course people doesn't take the student league really serious about it. But if we could have some professional referees, at least in knockout stages or something, I think it could be a big move for the student league and could take them to the next level.
The city of Amsterdam already has the ambition. It needs to name the students. Name the students in sport policy. Sport Vice 2025 refers to sport clubs and educational institutions, but never student-run leagues. Our next step would be to become more visible so we can be included in this type of policies. Number 2, allocate dedicated pitch time. Reserve municipal field slots for student leagues, removing the recurring double booking and quality issues at SVM. Number 3, fund student organization board roles. Small subsidies for a part-time league coordinator could close the 33% vacancy gap and stabilize continuity year over year. Recommendation number 4, back digital onboarding. Co-found a citywide student sport portal so international newcomers can find leagues without a personal contact.
Lastly, the SFL does deliver what the Sport Visa 2025 promises, but only for students with already a way in. So there's still a long way to go, although we believe that through social cohesion, through access and personal networks, and through growing the network and the organization, the Student League can become a very profitable and successful organization in the city of Amsterdam. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you in the next one.